Hello, and hey, how you doing? This is Ryan J with the Hot Mess Marketer here. All right, so following up on a case study I did and a demo project for not necessarily. Well, she's my friend. She's my friend, and what I'm explaining today, and I'm gonna go through and explain the bells and whistles and how I did this for her on Twitter. Um, it was on December 28th. Okay, posted I posted that I was doing a Twitter case study. And what that means is I was starting a brand new Twitter account from zero followers, starting scratch. All right. Yes, I have my Twitter, and well, I and if you've been on Twitter, and I think I've been on Twitter since, I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you. I'd have to like look at my profile and be like, oh, I've been on Twitter since 2008 or 10 or whatever that is. That might not even be real. It was Twitter around then. I'm not even sure. Anyhow, so I was like, well, I'm a sales and marketing guy and I'm a training guy. And I was like, well, if I'm starting a brand new account and I'm going to help and assist you with this, I will document the journey and tell you exactly what I've done to make this, her Twitter account, monetized to the best of my ability and using the native platform of what Twitter is. And see where I can get as far as followers in now at the time of shooting this video. I've done it for 15 days. Okay, so 2 weeks and 1 day is the amount of time I put into this particular, project. So that's kind of cool. And I will tell you the results and what happened with that. Now, a little backstory here on as to why I'm doing this for my friend. We have similar interests, and well, she's my friend. You all right? You know, and what do friends do? They help other people out. So I was like, well, I'll help you out. Are you not on Twitter? She's like, no, I'm not on Twitter. And okay, all right, okay, not on Twitter, totally fine. Do you use Facebook? No, I don't use Facebook. Um, uh, do you have an Instagram? No, I don't like that, too spammy and this and that. All right. So the point being is not everybody is on social media as like prevalent as I am, or or as you think. Uh when when you find somebody that doesn't have a Facebook account, or like doesn't have an Instagram account or a Twitter or anything like that, you kind of feel like, oh my God, did I just discover unicorns? Wow, wow. But all right, that's fine. But that's a different kind of conversation. So, in her business, now I was like, oh, well, I can totally help you out in gaining you a social media presence on Twitter. I mean, and if you don't have it, for what you're trying to do, like, let's start there and grow from there. And she's like, okay, well, by all means, go ahead and do it. So in my account, I set up another account and I set it up properly. Now, when I say properly, here's what I did. Okay. So, um, you know, her profile picture, of course, throw in a profile picture in the background, or I think that would be the heading, or I don't even know what it's called, but there's a portion right above your profile where you can add like an image. So I went on Canva and created an image for her, placed it in there in her bio, using hashtags of what she does, who she is, ways to get in contact with her, links. Yeah, and that's literally like basic information of how to contact her, email, check this out, check me out on this site, check out my link over here, here's how you get at me at Snapchat, that type of deal. So putting that in there, all right? So now her or her Twitter profile looks awesome, all right, from the beginning. From there, now this is day one. Let me throw this in there as something for you. Now, in managing and growing this Twitter account, I did not spend more than a half hour a day. Did not spend more than a half hour a day because one, I have my own social media to run, and two, this is a favor, free of charge. I'm not charging you anything, okay? And it's actually an experiment for me to see, to test my strengths in sales and marketing and using the native platform and what they offer. And I was just curious. So it was mutually beneficial for her, beneficial for me, to see if what I say and teach and train is actually true. So thus a case study, and no more than a half hour a day. Matter of fact, there's some days I missed a day. Or can I say that? I don't believe I did, but some days were definitely way shorter than a half hour, maybe like 10, 15 minutes. So this is just proving the fact that, and okay, I stopped doing this yesterday. I'm filming today. And her account now is up and running, has traction, and does make her money. So, whoa, success. Here's how I did it for her. Now, understanding what her target market is and who her ideal customers are and the vibe of what she's doing and the niche she's in, well, that's super easy to find. There's hashtags for just about anything on Twitter. Matter of fact, it's kind of like its own search engine. So following hashtags, getting around and surrounding that particular Twitter account with people of like-minded interests, that was a necessity right off the bat. So doing that and following those hashtags and interacting with the people following those hashtags or that post that hashtag. Now, here's another key thing that is super cool when it comes to interacting on Twitter. Like, follow, and retweet. And if there is something that's in your niche or in her niche that would be beneficial to her community and building her platform, well, I would reach out to whoever is there, have a little conversation, because there's that little envelope, which is the DM. You can DM them, and mostly, here's what my message was in the DM as soon as I got a follow on Twitter. Hey, super cool of you for following me. Thanks a lot. I appreciate you. Thumbs up emoji. That's it. Super simple, super sweet, straight to the point. Just thanking them, because they took their time to push the follow button. All right, well, I can take the effort to like type that out real quick and thank them. Also, with that follow, like their posts, comment on them, retweet them. And here's what's key when I found out about retweeting. Let them know that you retweeted their post. They appreciate that. And then they'll get back to you, check out your stuff, click your link, maybe send you an email, or get into your DM and be like, hey, super cool of you to retweet my post. That's awesome. Then you have developed or starting to develop a relationship where, and just find out what's going on and how you could quite possibly collaborate or do business together or whatever your product, service, or opportunity is, and find out if they're interested. All right, so that's really the nuts and bolts of it. The like, follow, retweet. Another cool thing that I found in Twitter that I utilized quite often was the Twitter Spaces. Now, when you log in and what Twitter Spaces is it's like a live conversation going on within select community. Okay, so you can join the space, and then just listen in. And depending on who the moderator is or who the presenter is or speaker is, and what their format is, you have the opportunity to like raise your hand. That means you have a question or some input that you can throw into the space. I didn't do that because this was a tester account and it wasn't my account. I mean, it's my account, but I'm doing it for a friend. So it's not like I was literally that person. I would be speaking as that person. And that's just, that doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense why I would join the group like that and portray to be somebody I'm not. It was a test and a favor for a friend, not me portraying to be somebody else. Make sense? All right, cool. So, but back into those spaces, you still will be able to find like-minded individuals, and in that space, when the conversation is going on, you will see like who's in there. Maybe there's 30 people. There's some that have hundreds. All right, then you can go through and it shows who's listening. It shows who the speaker is, it shows who the presenter is, and moderators and that kind of stuff. But it shows who's a listener. So what I would do is in that space, click on profiles, go ahead, follow them. And in that instance, to get more followers that way, seem to be very, very beneficial and reciprocated quite often. I can't give you a percentage, but I'd have to say at least, I wouldn't say half the time, but I'm a quarter of the time. A quarter of the time, for every 4 likes I get, or for every 4 follows, I get at least another follow back, at least. So that's a good way to build followers as well, is by joining the spaces, listening in. They actually, depending on what space you're in, there was a lot of value that I didn't know of that I was learning when I was going on my way. So that's super cool. But it's more safe versus the whole Twitterverse of like who is who. All right, you're actually niching down and joining a community or a conversation that you're interested in. And if anybody else is interested in that, of course they're in there listening. or participating. So to get a like and follow and comment back with that strategy was very, very beneficial. And that's a native platform that Twitter throws out that wants you to use. So using the hashtags, using the DM, the little mailbox, thanking people for the follow, just being a cool person to like and realize behind every profile is an actual person. Okay, so it's social media, so be social and kind and caring and bring value whenever you can. Okay, don't be a taker. Providing value. So the hashtags, the like, the follow, the retweets, and using the new spaces. Actually, I don't know if it's new anymore. It's been going on maybe about maybe a year now. But anyhow, it's a great tool that Twitter wants you to use. So what are my results after 14 days or 2 weeks plus 15 days? What are my results? She has way over 100 followers. She's developing her own community, and she's set to go. And then what I do, I just gave her the account. I'm like, here, this is your account now. Here's how it works. Here's what you do. Here's what I've done to cultivate this type of growth. To keep it going. She was making money off it before I handed the account to her. So all in all, I give it 2 thumbs up as a success, and a very successful, testimony to using native platforms and what they want you to use, and just use the platform and the tools that they give you in the appropriate manner, and man, success. So the case study, I think, went really, really well. With that, man, she's gonna be successful, because I set it up for her that way. And she's able now to monetize her Twitter space. So that's cool. Got any questions? You need help, assistance, or anything like that? Be sure to reach out. Send me a DM. Throw it in the comments or what have you. I'll make sure to get back to you. All right. Well, that's about it. So this is Ryan J bringing you the most value from the Hot Mess Marketer on the internet. Keep that in mind. Make it an epic day. Bye.